I have the time as 7:32. Oh, let me get to my right agenda here. So I will call the public hearing and regular business meeting of mayor and council for the city of Snellville, Georgia for Monday, February the 8th, 2021 to order. I don't have anybody for the invocation.
Oh, no.
Would Kelly do that? Kelly McAloon will lead us in invocation.
Erica, can you put up the 5 minutes?
Now I'm going to go on just because you said that. And it'll be just for Dave. Hallelujah. Okay, bow your heads in prayer. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for blessing us here in the city with just a wonderful mayor and council and wonderful city staff that leads us each and every day. We ask that you give them the guidance, the direction that they need each day to make good decisions for the city and for the citizens. We ask that you bless our police department, that you keep each and every officer safe and protect them as they do and serve the city each and every day. Bless all the citizens. We ask you to bless all the folks that are sick with COVID, to heal them, and everybody less fortunate without food. And we ask that the people open their hearts and continue to give hunger the boot, to help the people in need at this time. In your name, amen.
Thank you, Kelly. And now we'll have the pledge to the flag led by Solange Destang. Thank you, Solange. We have no ceremonial matters, so we'll move on to the minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes from the January 25th, 2021 meeting, as well as the January 27th, 2021 meeting, and the January 29th, 2021 meeting.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. We have no invited guests tonight and no committee or department reports, so we'll have the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the agenda.
There's a motion to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
So motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. We'll have our public hearing. We have 3 items under our public hearing. They are all first readings, so we will not have public comment tonight. So we have item A, first reading RZ 20-03, LUP 20-02, and SUP 20-02. Consideration and recommendation on applications by Khalid Javad and Rita Shaw to amend the Snellville 2040 Comprehensive Plan, future land use map from a office professional to commercial retail, official zoning map amendment from OP Office Professional District to BG General Business District, and request for a special use permit for a 95-room hotel development on a 5.08 acre property located at 2752 West Main Street, Snellville, Georgia. Is there a motion?
Motion to waive the first reading on RZ 20-03, LUP 20-02, SUP 20-02, and to place this on the agenda for February 22nd for a second reading and public hearing.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. And we'll have item B, first reading RZ 20-04, LUP 20-03. consideration and recommendation on applications by Meritage Homes of Georgia applicant and Crawford F. Juhan Jr., property owner, and Edgen Finance LLC, property owner, requesting to amend the Snellville 2040 Comprehensive Plan future land use map from office professional and low-density residential to medium-density residential. Official zoning map amendment from OP, Office Professional District, and BG, General Business District, to RTH, Single Family Residential Townhome District, and request for variance from the front load garage setback requirement for a 101-unit townhome development on a 14.724 acre site, having a density of 6.859 units per acre, located at 2465 Scenic Highway South, Snellville, Georgia. Is there a motion?
Motion to waive the first reading of RZ 20-04, LUP 20-03, and place it on the February 22nd, 2021 agenda for a second reading and public hearing.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. Now we have item C, first reading SUP 20-03, consideration and recommendation on application by Melvin Lee Harris, applicant for the Love Center Family Ministry, and MCRE Management Partners LLC, property owner, requesting a special use permit for a place of worship located in suites 2024 to 2130 of the Fountain Square Shopping Center, zoned BG, General Business District, 2110 McGee Road, Snellville, Georgia. Is there a motion?
Motion to waive the first reading on SUP 20-03 and to place it on the agenda February 22nd, 2021 for a second reading and public hearing.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. We have nothing under our consent agenda. We have one item of old business. We have item A, consideration and action on approval of the 2021 Snellville Tourism and Trade Contract. Every year we approve a contract with our Tourism and Trade Association. It's the city's DMO, and we fund them with our hotel motel tax. So we had, this stat contract was in everybody's agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the 2021 Snellville Tourism and Trade Contract.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I heard Dave in there first.
Yes.
So we'll give the second to Dave. Are there any council that would like to make a comment? Ms. McAloon, anything from you?
The only thing that I do want to say is I know we,
Come up to the microphone first before you start
I
talking.
didn't know if you wanted me to yell from back there. I know the budget I need to send in, but, pardon me? Oh, this isn't after. Do I need to give my name and address? Thank you. The event schedule could be tentative because they're not locked in, but those are the approximate dates. So once those are locked in, I will send that to mayor and council. And the budget everybody saw, I believe, so we should be good to go. So, okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Kelly. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. We have several items of new business. So we have first, is Tony here tonight? No, I don't see him. I'm nominating Antonio Jones to the Planning Commission for Post 2 with an expiration date of June 30th, 2022. That's my nomination, and I'd appreciate confirmation. So all in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor with none opposed. And we'll swear in Mr. Jones when we find him. I had a note here that he would be here tonight to get sworn in, but we'll catch up with him at some point. I know. We'll tackle him and make sure that we get him sworn.
You were swearing at him.
Yeah. So these next couple of items on our agenda are all agreements being done for the town center development, and just, I won't go through each one, but what we're doing here, it's multiple agreements. And these agreements aren't 100% final, but they're substantially final. And so we're approving these contracts in form for where they are right now. We still have a few final approvals they need to go to, the developers, lenders, so there may be a few minor changes coming out of it from tonight. So this is not a final vote and signature, but this is approval as to form and text of the agreements as we have them now. So the first one is item B, consideration and action on approval as to form and text of the declaration of parking easements, covenants, and restrictions. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the declaration of parking easements, covenants, and restrictions as a substantially final form, subject to future consideration of Exhibit B to the extent it is not available, per the agreements that are included in our agenda packet for February 8th, 2021.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any council members that would like to make a comment? All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. Next is item C, consideration and action on approval as to form and text of the joint development agreement. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the joint development agreement as to substantially final form, subject to future consideration of exhibits B and C to the extent they are now available. As included in our agenda packet for February 8th, 2021.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I heard Todd hit his button first. So there's a motion and a second. All in
Should be
favor,
now,
please
not
raise your
not.
hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed.
I'd say
Next, we
now.
have item D, consideration and action on approval as to form and text of the master declaration of covenants, conditions, restrictions, and easements. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the master declaration of covenants, conditions, restrictions, and easements as the substantially final form, subject to future consideration of Exhibit E to the extent it is not available. Is it not, or should it be not, or now? It's not available at all, okay. Yes, dear. As included in our agenda packet for February 8th, 2021.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. We have item E, consideration and action on approval as to form and text of the drainage easement agreement for parcel 14. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the drainage easement agreement for parcel 14 as to substantially final form as included in our agenda packet, February 8th, 2021.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is, are y'all not voting? We're voting. Raise your hand. 6 in favor and none opposed. Few laggards there. Now we have item F, consideration and action on approval as to form and text of the easement agreement for parcel 13. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the easement agreement for parcel 13 as to substantially final form, subject to the future considerations of exhibits A and B to the extent that they are not available as included in our agenda packet, February 8th, 2021.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. Okay, we have item G, consideration and action on authority for mayor to sign quitclaim deeds for any potential city interest in Tract 1, Oak Road, North Road, and Wisteria Drive, and Tract 2, Oak Road and North Road for acquisition to or by the DDA. Is there a motion?
Motion to authorize the mayor to execute the quitclaim deeds for any potential city interest in Tract 1, Oak Road, North Road, and Wisteria Drive, and Tract 2, Oak Road and North Road for acquisition to or by the DDA upon the advice and consent of the city attorney.
There is a concise and clear motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. And then we have item H, consideration and action by the city to accept the right-of-way dedication on Town Center Tract 1 North Road, Tract 2 Oak Road, and Tract 3 Wisteria Drive from the DDA. Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that the mayor be authorized to sign the documents for consideration and action of the city to accept the right-of-way dedication on Town Center Tract 1 and North Road, Tract 2, Oak Road, and Tract 3, Wisteria Drive from the DDA when the documents are available.
Thank you for that motion. There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor and none opposed. So it looked like a long meeting, but we got through it fairly well. So we will go to council reports, and we'll start with Councilmember Solange DeStang.
Good evening, everyone. This is Black History Month, and we are celebrating the achievements of people of color everywhere. Black History Month is an annual observance originating in the United States, where it is also known as African American Heritage Month. It not only is being recognized in the U.S., but recently it has been observed in Ireland, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. I encourage you to read up on the background of how Black history got started and what it means today. Due to COVID, a lot of face-to-face activities have been canceled, but there are still plenty of events online. Try to attend some of those and just enjoy yourself and learn about the African American heritage. Thank you for coming out tonight, and stay safe.
Thank you, Solange. Councilmember Warner?
I'd just like to point out that I'm the only one who made my motion without using crib notes. I had the honor last Tuesday of representing you and the City Council at the Gwinnett County Planning Commission meeting, where they heard the final vote on the rezoning 2020-0034 North Road and 124. The City Council had gotten together and decided that we would be a no, and I was proud to cast that vote. Councilmember Linsky was also at the meeting and had the honor of meeting our new planning commissioner, Glenn Williams. And I guarantee you that we have a new administration and somebody who really cares about District 3 and making sure that the documents that we all work so hard as citizens to give our input to, the land use plan and the comprehensive plan, will actually be followed in the county now, which is good news for everybody in the Brookwood, Shiloh, South Gwinnett, and Grayson Archer clusters. We're finally going to have good, strong representation that understands that citizens should come first. And I salute Mr. Williams for his dedication and his hard work, and I look forward to watching him protect us from here on out. And I guarantee you that to a man and woman, we on the City Council share that the land use plan and our planning documents that we spend so much time and you as our citizens spend so much time giving input to will be followed, because it's very important for our community to understand that when they buy a home, they can look at our planning documents and know that they're going to be protected, not just for a day or two, not just for a month, but for the foreseeable future. That's what the planning documents are there for. Want to thank everybody for their hard work. I know we've had an awful lot of meetings, and my fellow council members have put in a lot of extra time going through all these documents. The number of revisions on some of these are really stacking up, and so thank you all for your hard work. Thank you to staff, city manager Eric Van Otten, and our legal team, our crack legal team, for everything you've done for us and will continue to do. So thank you all.
Thank you, Todd. Councilmember Linsky.
Snellville Youth Commission will have another virtual meeting on Saturday at 10 a.m. and we'll be having what I hope to be a really interesting political conversation with one of our new state representatives, Rebecca Mitchell. So we're looking forward to that on Saturday. And I also want to just take a moment and honor the Snellville Police Department. I was on the wrong end of a traffic pullover this weekend. Strangely enough, it was a Sunday morning, and I was late for church. And so I did something that I shouldn't have done, and Officer Bullock pulled me over and dealt with me in an incredibly kind, firm, and friendly professional manner. And I most appreciated it, and I was completely honest with him. My friends make fun of me if I'm late for church, and then they make me buy breakfast. So it was definitely a wake-up call to me to more carefully plan my day. So I appreciate the Snellville Police Department from a completely different perspective after that incident. Thank you all for coming out tonight.
Notice she's telling you how much she respects you after she got stopped even. Don't usually have that same kind of response. Councilmember Schultz.
Well, I'm going to give you all a tip that I think will save you some money, perhaps. We were also on the wrong side of the law about 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, all you rule breakers
in the
up
mail. This is the van that my husband typically drives, and he was driving, let me make that clear. However, the van is registered in my name, so this warning came to me. And the cameras are now up in the school zones and the program started functioning yesterday in front of South Gwinnett, Snellville Middle, and Britt Elementary. And fortunately, ours was just a warning, but I did want to tell you that should you get a letter like we got, and it is a citation, the citations are $80 for the first offense and $130 for a second offense. And I can tell you, 35 seems very slow when you're going past South Gwinnett High School. So just be aware, I don't want you all to get a letter like we got. And I did want to make it clear my husband was driving.
Well, and the other thing to note on that is the speed limit is 35, whether those school lights are flashing or not. I think it's very misleading because you're thinking 35 only when the lights are flashing, but this is a state DOT highway, and we are not in control of the speed limit there. So, but it is 35 regardless of the school zone. But the tickets are more, I think, if you do it while the lights are flashing.
This was at 9:41 on a Monday morning 2 weeks ago. So it's not just when the kids are entering and leaving the school.
Mm-hmm. Mayor Pro Tem Emanuel.
Top that.
Well, I don't have much to say because Todd took too much of my time. But also keep in mind that on Skyland, the speed limit is 30 all the time. So you have to be careful. And I'd also like to mention that Snellville Police does an outstanding job, always very professional, and that's tends to be rare with small departments. And having had a number of enforcement encounters in the past,
Fessing up.
I have experienced both sides of it, and Snellville PD is one of the best that I've never encountered, actually.
Thank you, Dave. And I'll start my report by saying I have not been pulled over, given a warning, or a ticket in quite some time. However, my husband, the chief's back there nodding, he's waiting for the other shoe to drop. Our neighbors were complaining about one of the roads in our neighborhood, which it's a long straightaway and kind of downhill, and everybody lets their speed get a little too much. So the neighbors were complaining, so the police put somebody out there, and I think my husband was one of the first ones to be pulled over. But anyway, just want to let you all know, we have had a lot of meetings here lately. I feel like I'm abusing the council by calling all these specially called work sessions, and Todd's agreeing with that. But we've had a lot to go through, and there's still a lot coming at us with all of the town center on top of everything else that's going on. And the other thing that's not really out in the spotlight, there are a lot of road improvements that are going to be done simultaneously with the construction of the town center. So we've got to keep our focus on all of the different contractors and consultants that we're dealing with and getting all of those design drawings done and making sure that they're all what we want to have in the end for these intersection improvements as well. So there really is just a lot going on behind the scenes. And on top of that, we are all still on weekly calls. We get there's a weekly call with Gwinnett mayors and Dr. Arona, who's the head of the Gwinnett Newton Rockdale Public Health Department. She has been phenomenal in being available to all the mayors, being on a call with us every week since the pandemic started. And we started these calls because we knew that we as a county needed to all act together. And so we've continued the calls through this virus so that we can just all touch base, find out what other people are doing in other cities, and we can act as much as we can. Every city's always a little bit different, but as much as we can, we try to act in tandem with each other so that the citizens aren't confused, whether they're in the county or the city or which city that they're in. So we've been on those weekly calls, and also the state of Georgia, or it's the Georgia Municipal Association, so it's our state association of cities, also provides a call every Tuesday morning to get updates from different experts, doctors. Dr. Toomey, the state health department director, will be on the call Tuesday morning. So we get updates from state officials, we get updates from some federal officials, and then a lot of doctors and scientists are on those calls as well, just giving us a broader perspective of what's happening. So there is a lot that is happening, and just want you to all know that we are staying in touch with what's going on in the community. Just encourage everyone to continue to follow the guidelines to stay safe from the virus, and patience on getting the vaccine. I know it's been very difficult and confusing in trying to locate the vaccine and get an appointment, but I do know from several people who have experienced getting the vaccine with the county health department, once you get through the trauma of trying to get the appointment, once you get there, it's a great process. And they did open up a location at the old Sears building at Gwinnett Place Mall to be able to handle a lot more vaccinations. The biggest issue right now is supply. So they open up appointments when they have shots available, and those appointments fill very fast. So I think the Gwinnett County, Newton, the Public Health Department for Gwinnett County updates their appointments every Wednesday afternoon, so just try to check in on Wednesdays. to see if you can get an appointment if you're looking for one, and you're still in the 1A group is who they're still vaccinating. So with that, I will close my mayor's report and open the floor to public comment. If anyone would like to speak, come forward.
I know. Kelly McAloon, 2916 Overwood Lane, Snellville, Georgia. Thursday night is our Snellville Citizens Police Academy alumni fundraiser at Mellow Mushroom. And it is curbside, so we encourage everybody to come out and either get takeout, whether it's lunch, dinner. They're offering 10% back throughout the entire day. And that includes any alcohol sales that you want to take out too. So, yeah. So please join us, and I expect to see everybody there. And we have probably 10 awesome things that we're going to raffle off. Lincoln Fill Station, restaurant coupons. I know that Office Depot has, they're always so generous. Rick has donated a nice office chair again, so I need to pick that up, and I might need a truck to do it. Okay. Okay. So it's in my car. So, okay. And it's assembled. I mean, it's assembled, so, you know, we just hope there's no rain. I know the last time we did quite well, though. We did almost $1,000 in the rain, so I think people felt bad for us. But we're looking for lots of donations, and it's all to benefit the Snellville Police Department. So come see us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Anyone else? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
It's a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That's 6 in favor and none opposed, so we're done. Thank you all for coming out tonight.